Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wrestle Plug WWE Draft 2023 Part 2 review. Part 1, of course, was myself and Carl Wilkinson, but as you can see, we drafted in somebody who is able and uses their legs more so often. Look at it. Look at those legs. Look at them. They work. Absolutely. Also, nice jeans.
Thank you.
It's like upper body Simon Cowell, lower half Orange Cassidy. Very strange. And then, of course, I got my boy now, rapping my boy to the moon.
Yeah, to the moon.
Congratulations, Cameron Grimes. I'm going to talk about you in a minute. So, myself, Aeron and Tanvir, who, of course, the man who puts the wood in Bollywood. We're going to discuss part 2 of the draft. Now, obviously, part 1 was involved with WWE Smackdown. And, of course, there was a supplemental draft on what they're called. It used to be called Talking Smack. Now it's something awful like, I don't know.
Smack Talk?
No, it's like Smackdown Lowdown or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a terrible name for a terrible, terrible, terrible show. Yeah, the Smackdown Lowdown is what it's called now, which is fucking useless. Also, how can you call it the Lowdown and not have D'Lo Brown fucking like presenting it? Do better, bruv. So, night 2, of course, took place on Monday Night Raw, and we begin with the first round. Raw took SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, ahoy, because Bianca Belair went the other way. United States Champion Austin Theory went to SmackDown, ahoy, because fucking Imperium went to Raw. Raw took Seth freaking Rollins, not surprising, because they badly need a marquee star, because SmackDown rinsed everybody else. And speaking of which, SmackDown also took Charlotte Flair. Brock Lesnar was also announced during this period as a free agent by Triple H. Shock. Shock and awe. So, first round, what do we think? It just kind of pretty much what we expected, right? I'm not
pretty much what we expected. I don't like the SmackDown champ going to Raw and the Raw champ going to SmackDown because they've done that in the past. They've done that in the past, and I'm like, why?
They did it with the Street Profits and the New Day, didn't they?
Yeah.
And it's like, that completely demeans what those belts mean.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, very, very interesting. Tell you what, one thing that I did notice, we're going to talk about in a minute, but the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions, of course, were on Raw, and they've been drafted to Raw. And there was a moment where they were backstage looking at their belts, and I noticed that Kevin Owens was just looking at the one, and I think it was the SmackDown belts, as if to say, what are we going to do with these? Which I thought was quite interesting. So you never know. Maybe that's a little nod. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, but I got to be honest, yeah, no surprise here. The one that really stood out to me was, I know that obviously the IC champions already moves, but Austin Theory going to SmackDown, as we mentioned on the Backlash pre-show, is quite a big deal because all of a sudden it means he's either going to become big business and be champion on a brand that's got Roman Reigns, or he's going to be hanging around for a while and he's going to end up being like RVD was back in 2002, 2003. Yeah. Never allowed to get near the big one because Roman's always there.
Yeah. I think Austin Theory going to SmackDown was the obvious choice given Imperium's gone to Raw. I just think now the thing will be who's also on SmackDown has credible challenges to Austin Theory. And
one thing I do like, was Charlotte Flair on SmackDown means that she stays away from Becky Lynch. And
that's
she stays
true.
away from the woman that she just lost to, Rhea Ripley. So there's like that thing of like, oh, cool. Because have we had Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair? Not properly yet. Not in a proper rivalry.
It happened in NXT.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I mean. That's what I mean by not properly. You don't go here. Shut up, bitch. Like,
that was a banging match, and now given how they've both developed, I think now giving them a proper program would be chef's kiss.
Yeah, and also Charlotte Flair just de facto has to be heel because the crowd hate her because she's too successful. So, she just...
I just think she's just a better heel because every time she's kind of done face, it feels like she's trying to force it, whereas as a heel...
Feels disingenuous.
Yeah, whereas like when you see her as a heel, you're like, okay, she looks like she's just being herself, being happy in her role. Whereas as a
her husband, by the way, what's his name? Andrade was at WrestleMania backstage to see it, and of course the dirt she's like, AW talent, and then I met one of my mates, I Wilburn, fantastic photographer and professional. He quote tweeted it, and he just said, "Or here's an idea." Husband visits wife at work.
Exactly. It's like Buddy Matthews was at Rhea at Hall of Fame. Malachi Black was there for
Buddy Matthews confirmed for the draft.
It was like
fucking CM Punk was at Raw and then was at Impact. I don't think he's taken. Oh, I
Hmm.
wonder what I'll go for: Impact or WWE.
I mean, Naomi just signed to Impact. Should I go there or?
Hey, yo, Impact is fucking gangster at the
I
moment.
thought I am loving Impact so much. I keep telling
It's
people,
got my
and it's the
boy
same.
Frankie Kazarian, so I'm happy.
It's same thing as
Personal
you.
friend Frankie Kazarian.
It's like the thing, and also Under Siege. I fucking love what they're doing. It's like, okay, we've got Josh Alexander.
What,
Josh
Steven
Alexander is
Seagal
in.
is on Impact? Whoa,
Chris Sabin made that joke, and I loved it.
did he?
He said
My man.
he's like yeah, he's like my second favorite Steven Seagal film. He's like, what's your favorite? And Shelley asked me like, what's your favorite Steven Seagal film? He's like, Under Siege 2. So yeah, Chris Sabin
Chris
made that
Sabin is a
joke,
national treasure that must be protected at all costs.
and
Anyway,
I love.
anyway, we're not reviewing Impact.
Yeah.
Get yourself in check. I have to reel fucking Tanvir back in. He gets too excited.
Because I
Yeah.
love Impact. I love Impact.
Yes, I love Impact too. And if you want to talk about Impact, we'll watch it and we'll fucking review it every week. That's fine. But this is a goddamn WWE draft review, and WWE is the only company that matters. Fuck you, AEW. Yeah, no, I can't wait for all your fucking angry comments because people take me way too seriously, it turns out. So round 2, we had the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going to Raw. We had the Usos going to SmackDown. We had Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day, joining Rhea Ripley on Raw. And SmackDown picked up the LWO, which was literally it's funny. Normally, when you said, "Oh, SmackDown drafted 5 people in one," you think, "Oh, that's good value." Honestly, I don't care about any of them other than maybe Zelina Vega at this point. Not because I don't love him, because Santos Escobar should be a WWE champion, but nope. They've decided to make him a little bitch.
I love Raul Mendoza as well. I think Raul Mendoza was great, and then Rey Mysterio is legend, and
He's not as good
DJZ.
as Raul Julia, though, is he? Let's be honest.
M Bison, M Bison.
Yeah. The day that LWO went to SmackDown was the most important day in your life. But for me, it was Monday. That's probably the funniest thing I'll say on this podcast for the next year. I don't care about these picks. They're all bloody obvious. Judgment Day on Raw doesn't change anything. The Usos are on SmackDown, which they spend most of their time on anyway, because Roman Reigns. Again, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The only thing is, what do we do with the WWE tag titles? Do they stay undisputed or do we split them?
You finally give them just one belt, because there's good tag teams in WWE, but I don't think there's like enough credible ones that you can like have two sets of tag belts. So I think having Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn just on Raw was a bad move. I think they should have been I know as much as we hate it, but I think for them they should have been like the free agents of like, hey, you guys have the tag belts, go between the two.
Wrong. Get out. Get in the bin.
Okay.
You know what you do? You take all of the tag team division and you put it on Raw because they've got 3 hours every week. You take the entire tag team division and put them all on Raw.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So, put the Viking Raiders on Raw, put fucking the Braun and Brutes on Raw, put fucking New Day come back to Raw, of course. They were part of round 3. Put them all on fucking Raw.
Yeah, Street Profits as well.
Yeah, don't worry about those scrubs. I love them.
Montez Ford.
Yeah, how long till Montez Ford breaks away? I feel like eventually it's going to happen. But for now, they're chilling. They're chilling. I'm pleased that they're still a tag team. I'm glad they didn't break up any of the tag teams, actually. They did none of that, did they? Which was quite good. So round 3, SmackDown, Raw selects the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions as well. So both sets of tag team champions are. So again, why not just fucking turf them all over? The problem with that is there are no good women's tag teams in this entire.
There's none, and it's makeshift tag teams at this point. It's like there's no.
But Liv Morgan is literally the hottest woman in the world, so I don't care.
Yeah, I still remember when last year.
Liv Morgan is.
Do you remember last year when she won Money in the Bank and the belt, and we were all so happy for her? Look at her now.
We're still doing all right. Still winning belts.
Still doing all right.
Still over, doing great things, and also dead ass. I'm not going to apologize for finding her attractive because she's so beautiful. And also, you see things like what I shared on my Instagram story the other day of all these stars going to see people in hospital in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Damian Priest picking up that little baby and just looking like an adorable. He's such just come here, you big beast. Bring it in. He's such a lovely boy. Yeah, no, it's just fucking awesome. And Liv Morgan is one of those people who just does so much backstage and people don't see, like meeting fans and getting fans to come backstage and spending time. And she's a fucking awesome human being. Asuka going to SmackDown was a great pick. I thought I was like, oh, hello, she can chase Bianca Belair over there. So you got Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair all on the same brand.
Three big names.
Which means Rhea Ripley is going to squash the Raw division.
Yeah.
There's nobody there where I'm like, could potentially be, especially with Damage Control going to SmackDown as well.
Yeah.
Like, they are stocking up over there. Although Natalia came to Raw.
Who cares?
Anyway, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, New Day, will be back on Raw at some point. I assume Kofi Kingston's still injured, but no doubt.
Yeah, the ankle injury. I just like that Woods is getting a singles run for a bit, which is cool.
And the Brawling Brutes got a SmackDown to end round.
The boys, the lads,
bangers,
the lads.
What do we think of that?
I like it a lot. New Day going to Raw is cool, but like we both said, so I think it would just be Xavier Woods on his own for now, which I think is cool because you've had Big E, you've had his singles run with the WWE title, you had Kofi Mania, so it's kind of cool that now Xavier Woods, even though it's at the cost of his two partners being injured, which never wish that upon anyone, it's gonna be cool to see Woods do his own thing. Brawling Brutes are the lads, they're the best. Fucking love Sheamus.
Mate, SmackDown is the place to be. We're going to run down the rosters quickly. Yeah, I think SmackDown it's all over Raw on this draft.
I'm just kind of sad that we're not going to get any more Sheamus Gunther because just inject that in my veins for the rest of time.
Probably a big reason why they did it as well because they just don't want them constantly going after each other.
But they're the best.
They are the best, but the problem is that too much of a good thing, and you know what fans are like, they'll turn on it and they'll shit on it. They're so fucking impatient and ungrateful.
And that's why we can't have nice things because of dickhead fans.
Yeah, because of big old fat neckbeards from America ruining it for the rest of us.
Gunther Sheamus, just put that in my arms for the rest of time, and I will be a happy man because it's my favorite matchup in WWE. Anytime I see it, I'm like, yes, two big men slapping the shit out of each other. Give it to me.
Two man slapping me tomorrow.
Give it to me.
Yeah, give it to I'll tell you what, if fucking SmackDown picks up Big E, forget about it. SmackDown is killed.
Yes.
So moving on with the draft. I mean, I like all those, by the way. I think the Brawling Brutes SmackDown is good. I think the New Day coming back to Raw is good as well. Again, more validity for those tag titles. You can see the New Day having an amazing match with Sammy and KO.
Yeah.
A matter of respect more than Asuka going after. Asuka being on SmackDown, I mean, she'll have a brighter star than just being lost in the shuffle on Raw, which she has been for a while. Now then, round 4 saw Trish Stratus go to Raw. Fucking, like, you know, don't get me wrong, I love Trish Stratus, but because she's going to be the rivalry with Becky Lynch, so of course she went. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler also went to Raw. I have never cared less about something.
That should have been the tag team that was broken up because give Shayna Baszler more fucking credit, people.
Also, Ronda Rousey's a star. Put her on fucking SmackDown with those other women. Why, yes, please. The only good thing about it is when they do break up on Raw, at least you've got two very credible singles wrestlers to go after Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Because right now, if you take those two out of the equation, I'm looking at that women's division. Yeah, you're all going to die. Rhea Ripley's going to smack. Rhea Ripley is running around threatening to beat the shit out of the men because she's bored of the women already.
Yeah.
Also, I believe that she can whip a lot of the men's asses.
Oh, yeah.
A match with Akira Tozawa was absolutely gangster. Round 5 sees by the way, LA Knight to SmackDown.
Yeah,
dummy.
I'm just gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing. LA Knight's gonna be the guy to win the US title from Austin Theory.
Good choice.
I'm gonna say it now because LA Knight
Theory wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on Roman.
Yeah, that I can see that happening, but I think
LA Knight... Megastar power. I tell you what, a lot of promo power as well and personality on SmackDown. Notice that. You know, the big rumor is that Fox dictate who SmackDown gets because obviously they're the ones paying big money for SmackDown, and ultimately, I think that might be the case because otherwise they would not have surely top loaded it so heavily here.
Yeah,
all the stars are on SmackDown,
pretty much.
Seth Rollins. Like, is a big star, but like you look at it, you've got Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, you've got Sheamus in the gang, you've got LA Knight, fucking Austin Theory. It's
But
unfairly
but
loaded towards SmackDown.
but Raw has Gunther.
That is true, and that alone makes me want to watch Raw.
Yes.
Because it's all about Imperium, but I still feel like I'm going to be fast forwarding quite a bit. Now then, this is where we get very, very, very excited because round 5 was pretty uninspiring until right at the end. Braun Strowman and Ricochet to Raw. Do not care.
Don't care.
SmackDown picked up Shotzi because apparently
Don't care. I really don't care.
then the back to NXT, bruv. Because she's not very good. Don't get me wrong, everyone's like, yeah, but she's really hot. Yeah, all the women are hot.
Yeah.
There's no women where I'm like, ugh, look at the state of that. Like, these are wrestlers. They're all beautiful. It's
Yeah.
like being in the Olympic Village. They're all 10 out of 10.
It's like at Colosseum when Sasha, every time Sasha saw a women's wrestler, like, they're really hot. I'm like, yes, I know. That's majority of women's wrestlers.
Yes. Thank you, Ted. That was the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're all very beautiful because they work really fucking hard on themselves. Of course, they're all fucking beautiful. These people spend their lives in the gym. Of course, they're fucking gorgeous. There's not a single one where I think, ugh, like there's no unattractive people in WWE other than I don't know who's unattractive.
Who's unattractive in WWE?
Shane McMahon.
Rick Boogs.
Oh, Rick Boogs could fuck off. Who's giant, big old pectoral man titties. Yeah, I fucking hate him as well. He sucks. So yeah, so Shotzi to SmackDown, Bronson Reed to Raw. Go figure.
Yes.
Good for him. Good for him though,
I
because
fucking love him.
He's one of the only monsters running around Raw along with Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Who cares?
I just realized what we're gonna get on Raw now, and it makes me insanely happy. We're gonna get Gunther, Bronson Reed. Oh,
yeah, but we're also gonna get Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed.
Just have Bronson kill him. I want Bronson
Legit,
Reed.
kill him.
I want Bronson Reed Gunther. Just give me that.
Also, I love these fans who are moaning, oh, Braun Strowman only went to Raw because he's going out with Raquel Rodriguez. And like, what's wrong with partners being together? I love how angry people are about it. Oh, of course, Street Profits went to SmackDown because Bianca Belair's going to SmackDown. Yeah, when a married couple spends more time together, that really pisses me.
Because Ricochet's with I forget her name. She's the
Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, these people also were like, he's got to be on the same show as his ex. Like, yeah, and shut up.
We're adults, people.
Yeah, but wrestling fans aren't adults, are they? They're great flapping man children. And of course, finally in round 5, as my penis can only get so erect, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, my boys, the UK's own Pretty Deadly, arrive on SmackDown.
That was the great surprise, and it was a really cool one because it's like, okay, NXT pick, nice.
Very, very excited about that. I think that's fucking amazing. And a lot of us have worked with Pretty Deadly or been on shows with them, myself included. So to see them now, I remember going to watch them in front of like 150 people in Plymouth in a nightclub, and now I'm seeing them on SmackDown. That's fucking crazy.
I remember seeing them at Rev Pro when it was Pretty Deadly versus I think it's Moonlight Express, Mao and Speedball Mike Bailey, and great match. They had a great match.
Oh, no shit. Round 6, Otis and Chad Gable, the Alpha Academy, go to Raw, so they're not breaking up, which is good news.
I love Alpha Academy.
It's pronounced Otis.
I just more of Chad Gable, please, because Chad Gable to me is
pull the trigger. Make him the Nuko Angle. Stop fucking around with it.
I would not mind if they make Chad Gable, if they push him to the moon and make him the guy who beats Gunther, because honestly, it wouldn't be unbelievable because he's an Olympic level athlete. He's fucking ripped as
Gunther has beaten Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Rey Mysterio, and Sheamus. So if he loses to, Shorty G, it's like they build him up properly first.
It's just if they build up Chad Gable enough to the point.
Otis could be the one knocking off Gunther.
Otis
with Maxine Dupree, you saucy little minx.
Mansoir.
Right, going to SmackDown on the island of irrelevancy is Rick Boogs. Nobody cares.
Don't care. Raw, why was he even in the draft? I
don't know. I think it was just an accident and someone accidentally put his name in there. Raw, Katana Chance and Caden Carter. Great pickup. Amazing. I worry their size might find them being lost in the shuffle.
I don't think so. I think it'll be a
Their
cool
entrance,
one.
by the way, is banging. The whole
Yeah.
like dubstep part. Woo! It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Katana Chance might be the cutest wrestler in the world. Like
Because
she's
she was Casey Catanzaro, right?
yeah, that's her real name, which is why they
Mm.
changed her name because obviously she got a lot of fame from, I believe, being on American Ninja, which is where
Yeah.
she kind of
Yeah.
came to
Ninja
know.
Warrior, American
She's
Ninja
just
Warrior.
insanely fucking athletic. Yeah, I worry though. Like if she gets in the ring with Rhea Ripley, that ain't gonna mean shit. She'll snap her in half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like them as a pairing. Can't break them up though. Cannot break them up. However, very good news as well, having an authentic women's tag team on the show with the women's tag team champions. So just stick them straight in against Liv and Raquel. I think they're good to go. I think they're
Yeah.
good to be in there. And speaking of pickups, to the moon, Cameron Grimes lands on.
Finally, man. I
This
I
could
I
be the
feel like
start of something really special, I
I
think.
feel like he's been missing. I think the awesome thing that's going to be brought up on SmackDown now is maybe another Cameron Grimes LA Knight feud, and you have them reference NXT and the $1 million belt and all that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and yet nobody will know what that is because people on Fox think NXT is like an energy drink, like Hard Mike's Lemonade. Seltzer, God damn it! So Cameron Grimes was officially the last pick. Very excited for him, by the way. I mean, I've got his t-shirt, so obviously I'm excited. On the Raw Talk selections, Raw picked up Akira Tozawa, Angel, and Umberto, who are those fancy. Wow, remember them? I forgot about them pretty quick.
Just stick them in the LWO for fuck's sake.
This really is a who's that of professional wrestling. Akira Tozawa, Angel and Umberto, Dana Brooke, sorry love, Emma, who has not done anything since she arrived other than flirt with Madcap Moss, which is really depressing. Indashir, your boy, he's back on Raw along with Johnny Gargano, which means that yeah, is a thing. Nikki Cross, Odyssey Jones, interesting pickup, could be potentially quite good from NXT. Piper Niven, Riddick Moss, who I believe is Madcap Moss. Have they changed his name?
Yeah, they changed his name back.
Why? That you just fucking fuck off. Tegan Knox, who I love dearly, obviously, absolutely loved her when she was on the British scene.
Girl with the shiniest wizard.
Yeah, exactly. But again, like, who gives a fuck about her? And she's just not done anything in WWE because she's got zero charisma. Sorry, she's not a good promo. And then Xia Li, who again could be good, but is meh. SmackDown picks up Grayson Waller.
Nice.
Cameron Anderson is violently erect over that, and also Tamina. How does Tamina find her way back to SmackDown? Outrageous. Although could potentially go in the bloodline because she's related to the Usos.
Yeah, that could work. I think Grayson Waller going to SmackDown is an absolutely big one. I think it's really fucking cool. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah, it depends. He's got to be healed again, and he got to go in his heel.
My boy Jinder and Veer being back on Raw is cool. Gives me another reason.
Yeah, they're not on this list. I don't know if that happened in night one. Free agents, interestingly enough, Baron Corbin, nobody cares. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, again, nobody cares. Elias, nobody cares times 10, and Zion Quinn from NXT.
I think the only ones I really care about this one are Cedric and Shelton because they are such a cool tag. They are
like
a great
combined
tag
age of like 94 though. Like, come on.
Yeah, they're a great tag team, and just bring back the Hurt Business. Just bring back the Hurt Business.
Well, that's going to be a bit difficult, isn't it? Unless they, because they have to go to SmackDown. So we'll see. By the way, don't hate free agents because what it is a cop out. The whole point of the draft is you have to go somewhere. So having free agents, like just having Brock Lesnar on his own, one free agent, fine, because that's kind of like, oh, that's an allure. Is he going to turn up here? He's going to turn up there because he's too big to be on just one. But then who cares about Elias, the free agent? What, are you going to have him on Raw and SmackDown every week, are you? Get out of town.
Is that the thing with Brock is Brock could even be like, fuck it, I'm going to NXT. Just fucking kill, like Brock v. Braun Breaker.
You know what? Other than Braun Breaker, everyone's going to die. It is what it is. But I personally think it's a very interesting draft. But like we've said, SmackDown and fucking Raw, mate. Like SmackDown instantaneously looking so much stronger. The only good news for Indy Hartwell is that all of the way, except for Austin Theory on Raw, so you could theoretically put her back with those guys and have the four of them.
Which would be cool and wholesome.
I mean, the end of NXT was beautiful for anyone who saw it. Absolutely wonderful. the fairy tale ending to NXT. Really nice. Because that's ironically how NXT 2.0 started. So it's quite nice in a way. But yeah, that wraps up the draft. Any final thoughts, Tanvir?
It's gonna be cool seeing it going forward and any of the interesting feuds because last time the draft meant something and had you like go between, and it was clear SmackDown was the 2016 draft when you had the Dolph Ziggler Miz feud, you had um Dean Ambrose, who's now John Moxley, v AJ Styles, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss arguably at her best in 2016 in terms of character. So I think overall it's going to be interesting to see how it goes, and I'm more excited to see like some of the possibilities and if they are going to surprise any of us with certain choices and directions they go in.
I think SmackDown wins by
Oh,
quite a
absolutely,
margin.
absolutely.
And we kind of knew it was going to because it's, Fox
I think
was on.
I think the one thing that I like about this draft is that if you're a tag team lover, absolutely Raw, because Raw's stacked with the tag teams.
You say that, but then didn't Street Profits go to SmackDown?
But then
And the Usos.
you've got Imperium, you've
And the
got
Brawling Brutes. And the LW.
fuck. When you put it like that, I've like really thought that.
Are you really a tag team lover? Yeah, but Raw's got
I thought
Ricochet. Oh boy, roll for initiative.
I thought Raw had a lot better tag teams. When
Oh,
you
it's got
put
the
it
New
like
Day.
that,
It's got
fuck.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But you got to think after they're done with the tag titles, they'll probably split again and become single stars, which means that you're left with Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Oh. By the way, Pretty Deadly also on SmackDown.
Yeah. Jesus
Now that I
Christ.
think about it, SmackDown's just got everything. But the Viking Raiders going to Raw,
you know what other tag teams on SmackDown? Gallows and Anderson.
No idea who those guys are. Just a pair of marks in it from Japan. That's probably why you like them, because hentai is apparently art. But yeah, no, yeah, that's the other thing as well. The OC as well on SmackDown. Like SmackDown is loaded to the rafters.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. These take effect, of course, after Backlash starting on Monday Night Raw. So I'd expect Raw to have a bit of a. They normally have a bit of a blowout, don't they, for these things, just like they do Raw after Mania. But
you who big summer blowout.
Indeed, whatever he just said.
You who big summer blowout.
Thank you. Fair enough. Oh, somebody's in my garden fucking around. No clue. Probably fucking Bronson Reed. They didn't talk about me enough, bitch. Just burst through the door. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for myself, Aeron and Tanvir, thank you very much for watching the WWE Draft Night 2. Let us know what you think as well of the draft. Who's your movers and shakers? Who do you like the look of most? And who, for your money, has come out looking gravy as far as the WWE Draft goes? Do you prefer WWE Raw, perhaps? Do you think the SmackDown is absolutely smashing it? Do you think NXT has done okay? Because NXT didn't gain jack shit, by the way.
No.
It would have been actually quite cool to see a couple of the main roster guys go to NXT.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But like I said, from myself, Aaron and from Tanvir, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug. Fiesta time.
Fiesta time.